welcome to another video. In today's video we are on the road having a bit of a road trip. The sun is actually quite low today, which is going to make videoing a bit difficult, but when we set out this morning it was minus 2 degrees Celsius. It's now 1 degree Celsius, so still pretty cold, so we are layered up here. Now we're going to collect a new tool for our workshop, or new to us tool that is, and hopefully borrowing a friend's tractor, but you'll see more about that later in the video. We're going to
at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Thetford Bypass, A11.
Don't mind the sat nav there. Hopefully today we'll be able to bring you some shots of kind of scenery that we go past on the road, and then later we can show you the new tool that we've got. Now my UK viewers, you may know what I'm talking about here when I discuss our route. So we're currently on the A11. We'll be going to the A14 briefly, and then back to the A11, then onto the M11, onto the M25, which is renowned as Britain's biggest car park, and is the road that kind of wraps all the way around London. Now, while we're on that road, we should be going over the Queen Elizabeth Bridge, which is also known as the Dartford Crossing, and hopefully if we can get into the right-hand lane there, we can get you a shot kind of looking across into London, maybe even see some popular sites such as the London Eye. But we've got quite a long journey to go now, so I'll be bringing plenty of kind of countryside view footage, especially seeing as I'm on the left-hand side of the road here. You can see my cameraman on the right-hand side of the car, and we drive on the correct side of the road over here in the UK. So we've got 2 more hours in our road trip. We've done about an hour of driving now, 2 more hours to go, and I'll bring you some footage of what we can see along the way. For the last few miles now, we've noticed quite a bit of straw on the road. You can kind of see it blowing about in front of us, and I think we've found what's causing it. But they don't have much further to go, or they won't have much left. We are now heading towards our one and only services stop. We're not liking the look of these signs that are telling us that there might be delays of up to an hour, but we'll have to deal with that when we come to it. But if you're in the UK, you'll be familiar with Birchanger, which is the service station very close to London Stansted Airport. So we should see a decent amount of planes in the sky. You can see a couple of vapour trails up there at the moment. Hopefully we might even see a couple taking off up close. We are now on the M25 heading towards the Dartford Crossing, and as you can see we've now got 4 lanes to play about with, and traffic has been a lot denser. It seems to be opening up a bit here, but we can't keep a consistent speed very well because it kind of closes up and then spreads out a bit after a while. So not too long to go now before we get to London, and hopefully we can get you some nice scenic views there. We've got about an hour left of our trip, so not too bad. couple of miles away from that now. We are now headed over the bridge, and we managed to get in the right hand lane, so hopefully we can get a decent view for you here. See how much we can see. Flip up my visor here, so I might get blinded, but at least you get a decent view. Cheers, Dad. There's the River Thames. Big boat docked there. See the City of London in the distance, or like the main part of it over there with skyscrapers and stuff. Try zooming in on that past Dad. Over there. Underneath the river instead of over it. Some nice countryside views off to the right here. Seeing there's a bit of an altitude change, not much, but it's a lot more than we get in our part of the world. And we're getting a bit closer to our final destination now, so we'll probably cut off here until we are on the way back. We are on the way back now, and we've got our goodies in the back of the van, and we had a good time talking to our friends Paul and Wendy, who we got our new tool from, which we will show you later. And if you are a reader of the Lawn and Garden Tractor magazine, which we highly recommend, they write articles for the News from Across the Pond section, so they kind of write their articles for that, and those are very good. I highly recommend checking out that magazine if you've never read it before, if you are a garden tractor or lawn tractor enthusiast. Now, as you can tell, kind of around me, it's getting dark now. It is about 4:15 in the evening, and of course with it being winter still, it's going to get dark very quickly, so I'm not sure how much video we'll be able to give you here. However, by the time we get to the Dartford crossing, it will be about 5 o'clock, which is really not what you want. Traffic's going to be built up quite badly, so I'll see what video we can get. And if it's a car park at Dartford, then we'll be sure to video that too. So we'll see in a bit just how congested it is. We are now approaching the tunnel. You can actually see the towers for the bridge in the background there, lit up there and there in red. So effectively one way over the river you go on the bridge, and on our way back here we're going through the tunnel. That says accident slow down. That's not giving us much hope, and I'd imagine we'll be coming to a standstill very shortly. As you can see here, we've got one of those smart screen things on the motorway telling you that that lane is had it. So I assume that's just at standstill because of the accident. I see blue flashing lights as well, so I'll stop recording. recording now until we get to the other side of that and see if we come to a standstill too. So we are going to go through the tunnel soon, and as you can see, if the sat nav will shut up, as you can see all the traffic coming down off of the bridge there. There's quite a lot of it. And we are now about to enter the tunnel.
We're on the right hand tunnel, which is a little bit leaky, so we're going to get the River Thames on us.
Shame there wasn't any loud supercars or anything near us so that we could have rolled our windows down and heard them roar past. Although thankfully once we're out of here we've got 17 miles until the next sat-nav instructions, so we've got a bit of quiet from that for a bit. Either. You can see the bridge up there that we went on earlier. Looks very different from down here. So as I said, we've got a long while to go now, but at least we cleared that without any major congestion. We are back home now. It's the next day. I've had a haircut and we've got two new things in the workshop here. One is ours to keep and one is borrowed. Sorry about any background noise. We do have the heater on in the workshop at the moment because, as you can probably see by the fact that my breath is kind of turning into a cloud, it's quite cold. But we'll start off with something down on the floor here, which is a Landmaster Ride-on. This is Paul and Wendy's Landmaster Ride-on that they restored somewhere around 10 years ago now, I think, and you can see it next to our one. Now, we haven't found any form of parts manual, service manual, any details about ours, so when it came to fixing some irregularities that we noticed on our Landmaster Ride-on, we were pretty much stuck. But Paul and Wendy have very kindly lent us theirs, so we can kind of copy from their machine and try and sort out the issues with our one, in the aim of in future possibly having both of them at a show next to each other. That would be quite a good display. Now, I've only seen maybe 3 or 4 of these in the UK. It'd be even better to have all of them in a row, but even having 2 of these machines next to each other, if you know what they are and the rarity of them, is a very impressive display. So, looking forward to getting some work done on our Landmaster now that we know, or now that we have something to compare it to. It does show quite obviously some issues like with our steering and stuff like that, and there's a few other differences, but I'm sure we'll do a video at some point in the near future on our Landmaster and hopefully progressing with that. Now, the second thing here is ours to keep, and this is a Fob Co-Star pillar drill. Now, we've been after a good sturdy pillar drill for quite a while. You will have seen in some of our videos that we've been using our Clark Metalworker pillar drill. However, we've never really been impressed by this. We've found it a bit flimsy, and it does make it a tiny bit inaccurate for our liking. It's very lightweight, so that kind of explains why. Whereas this thing is a good lump of metal, very heavy. It's probably like 3 or 4 times the weight of the Clark Metalworker one. so we think this will do a much better job. Now it does need a good clean because it's covered in a thick layer of dirt, which we kind of ended up wearing when we were unloading it from the van yesterday. Speaking of which, it did take all 4 of us to load this into the van, and then we somehow managed to kind of walk it into the workshop last night when we were unloading. But we're very happy with this. After it has a bit of a clean up, it could probably do with a repaint, and there's a couple of things that we've noticed that probably need a bit of fettling, but overall we're very happy with this. And yeah, look forward to using it and trying out, see how well it performs. But I'm sure it will meet our needs probably better than our previous pillar drill, so we're very happy with this. But that is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with us for our road trip, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.